Ed was in bed around 8:10 in the morning, and he talked to me. You spoke to me like you normally do every morning. You'll have something goofy to say to me. I got up. I was gone probably about, if the most, 90 seconds. And when I came back out, you were just in a very bad state. You were unresponsive. You had no control of your body. I knew as soon as I looked at you that you were most likely having a stroke.
Yeah, well, I'm not talking, you know something's wrong.
That is true. That is
you know
true.
I'm sick.
Yeah, and that morning you were very, very, very sick.
When I arrived, I was met in the front yard by Eileen, and she explained to me that she had just seen Ed within the last 5 minutes, joking with her, and now he's not responding to her. We knew that we had to move pretty quickly with it.
Tracy was like, she knew what she was doing and so competent. They immediately took him down the stairs. They wasted no time. She was like hustling everybody, let's go, let's go. And she came back in and she said, we're going to send him via helicopter.
We used the phrase time is brain. The longer we wait, that clot is taking oxygen from the brain. The lasting effects can be long-term for the patient. We made a decision to airlift Ed to Atlantic City because that is the only comprehensive stroke center and the only level 2 trauma center in southeastern New Jersey.
When he arrived at AtlantiCare, our nurse coordinators were there to receive him. He was then assessed by Dr. Hamady, our neurointensivist, and Dr. Ali, our neurologist. We brought him into the IR suite and placed a catheter to abut the clot that was in his brain, and I started with aspiration. After 3 attempts of aspiration, we were able to clear the clot completely.
She came out with 2 other physicians and she sat down next to me and she showed me her phone. She said he had a stroke. She said there was a clot, and this was the before picture. There was really no circulation in your head at all. And then
It
she
hasn't
said,
been for years.
I know, it might be true. When she injected the medication, your whole head lit up like a light bulb. It was crazy. She is amazing. The woman is a miracle worker.
We have 4 main arteries that feed our brain, 2 in the front and 2 in the back. 3 out of the 4 arteries for Ed were actually occluded. This was the only vessel that was perfusing his entire brain. Very quickly after the procedure was done, Ed woke up and he was able to have his breathing tube taken out within 2 hours, and he was completely intact afterwards.
It was like it never happened. It was like it never happened.
And you were up walking the next day. You were in the ICU walking. You told
Dr.
me.
Darwell vacuumed out my head or whatever she did. She did it really well. Then Katie, our daughter, came in.
And Michael was there.
Yeah.
And she's going, Dad, it's Katie. Do you know who this is? And you were shaking your head to indicate affirmatively that, yeah.
It felt like I was dreaming when I woke up.
Your stroke was today.
When did I have it? When I was sleeping? Give me a break. Come on, I'm fine.
Get me out of here. And I go, oh no.
I probably can walk right out of here.
Dr. Darwell said, this is how your father normally is. And Michael said, no, this is Dad. This is totally, he's back.
I'll do it again.
What this highlights is our comprehensive stroke center here. We're the only comprehensive stroke center in the southeastern part of New Jersey, and we can care for people down to Cape May County. We can really lose about 2 million neurons per minute if we're having a stroke. So for Ed, the ability for us to bring him through a helicopter right from Cape May County to Atlantic City and be able to do this intervention in less than 20 minutes really saved him.
I look at it as a miracle. I look at it as people are so competent, they're gifted, they're just so capable of what they do, and everything just moved together. It wasn't like one piece of the puzzle was missing.
Ed Martini is one of the few. Less than 35% of the people with a basilar artery occlusion have good functional outcomes. And Ed actually only stayed in our neuro ICU for 4 days and then was discharged. This was a remarkably short time for somebody with a basilar artery occlusion to not only stay in the ICU, but then to go home. It's not just the fact that we were able to do the intervention that we've done here for over a decade, but really it's the fact that our team, starting just from our EMS team to our stroke coordinators to our neurointensivists, were able to provide the care that Ed needed to survive.
If you need expert care, I can't say enough where to go.
I think my calling for neurosurgery really comes from my extreme empathy to take care of patients. So I really treat each one of my patients as a family member. Each one of my cases are very intense and stressful, but in the end, I get to meet wonderful people like Ed and Eileen, and they really truly feel like family at the end of the day.
To hear the story and to continue to have contact with Ed and Eileen and seeing that we came together and made a difference in this patient's life.
We have a lot more to do yet.
We might take a trip soon. I don't know if we're going to go to Ireland again, but oh, that was nice.
He's a walking miracle. He really is. It's a miracle.